Hey everybody, I got a big box from Hasbro this week, so we're going to open this up. If you saw the title of the video, you already know what's inside. So let's go ahead and take a look at the most recent Haslab that I've picked up from G.I. Joe. So of course here we have the G.I. Joe Dragonfly. This is the box. We're going to turn it around just so you can have a look at all the sides of this before we open it up. I think the artwork they went with on the outside of this box is really great. I do also have the Hiss tank, but I did not do a review of it. We'll do one retroactively, and I'm going to show it in this video at the end as well. And I was really impressed with the Hiss tank too, so I'm sure this is going to be fantastic when I get it out, but it's just so big. There's this end. Alright, so now that we've had a quick look at everything, let's go ahead and open this sucker up and have a look at the helicopter first, because I know that's the big thing everybody wants to see. So we're going to look at the Dragonfly, and then we will look at the figures that come with it. Right inside our big box, we have 3 big boxes that are a little smaller, and 2 of them have parts of the helicopter and the stand, and the last box, that thin one in the back, has the 4 figures. And like I said, we're going to look at the helicopter first, so we'll get these 2 open and we'll have a look at those. Starting with this box with the Dragonfly logo on it. Go ahead and get this open. So we have sticker sheet. Not sure if I'm going to put these on or not. Probably not. I know there are different styles you can go with for your Dragonfly to give it different looks with these stickers. I did not put any stickers on the Hiss tank. I'm probably not going to use these. But we'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind. Alright, so we got the propeller blades. We got some missiles here. Like a lot of effects and weapons here on the top. All right, and it looks like here we have the main body of our helicopter here. So I'll get that out and let's look in the second box. Although I will not be using the stickers really, we'll take a look at them. Also, here is the manual for how to put this together. That was also in that bag. And we have these 2 sheets that are not really useful for anything for us. So here's the first sheet with some of the decals you can use. So our second sheet. And our third and final sheet. Here we have our second box. And I think a lot of this is parts of the base. There's other things in here as well, but we'll go ahead and start getting all of this stuff out. So here's a quick look at all of our parts. So I'm going to put this together, and then we will have a look at the completed Dragonfly. Just an FYI, this does take 3 AA batteries. So thankfully I did happen to have some in the house, so I'm going to go ahead and put those in before I put everything together. Alright everybody, so I have gotten this thing put together. This thing is a beast. It is huge. I love the Hiss tank, but this thing might be even cooler. Let's take a look at some of the parts of this. Let's take a closer look at everything. There's a lot of movable parts on here. And I didn't realize these moved until after I put it together. It shows in the instructions you can move those parts. And here it is. It's on the flight stand. Now you will see I have a couple of extra pieces here. Now I do have one of these on this side and I have this on the other side. You can kind of mix and match what goes where, because here I have the little claw here, and you can move it. I believe at the back here you can lower that down. You can raise it back up. I haven't really messed with it to see how far down it goes. I think it goes down to the ground there. And then here's the cockpit. So you can open up the sides of the cockpit there. And this one opens up on the other side. And you can open it all the way up so you can put the figures in. We'll take a look at that. So here on the other side, like I said, we have this piece here. This gun, there's only one of these in there, but that gun's on this side. But you can mix and match, like I said, on these wings. You can put them in different places. I believe the gun's supposed to go over here because the chain here, the chain here of the ammo goes in right there. And then we got these missiles on both sides, and these effect pieces go with those. So we're going to take a look at those as well. So here's what that missile effect piece looks like as if it's firing the missile. You get these two firing effects. They can be used on these smaller guns on the front of the helicopter, or they can also be used here on the big gun here on the side. You can use that same effect piece here on the back of this piece. And lastly, these other two effect pieces can be used on these missiles if you have this attached. Have it attached on the other side. This is the second one that you have if you wanted to put one on each side. Alright, like I said, the cockpit opens all the way so you can put the figures in. I will say I almost forced it a little too hard. It was a little hard to pull up on it the first time. Once I have this snap back in, I'm not sure how easy it'll be to pick back up. But I think because I was squeezing on this side, so this kind of went in. It didn't mess it up. I didn't break it, but just be aware. It looks like I did put a little pressure here when that happened. So it's not easy to open, but it did not break. So I also didn't want to force this piece. It does open up here. And if I can get the camera so you can kind of see underneath there. But I don't know if that really serves much purpose other than that you can do that. Now it does show that this piece here can come off. I was not able to get this off. And I don't want to force anything, so... But if we look here at the manual, right here it shows that that can come off. So you can take that piece off. I might work around and mess with that and get that off at some point. That is the Dragonfly. One other feature here is it does have lights. That's what the batteries were for. So if you press it once, we get the cockpit illuminated. Looks really cool. Press it the second time, it does have these lights in the front. Third time has lights down below. That fourth time it seemed to just dim these front lights. And the fifth time goes off completely. We do have a list here that just shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what the lights do. And I guess those front lights in the fourth press were actually off, and it just has just the cockpit lights and the light down below. Now for our last box, we have our 4 figures that come with the Dragonfly. So starting here, I know we have light glare. I'll pull each of these out and we'll look at them. Alright, so in our last box we have our 4 figures, and we will take those out so the glare doesn't mess that up, and we can take a look at what all of them are. Here we can see we got Wild Bill, and this is the Dragonfly Wild Bill here. We have the Night Force Ripcord. We have Glinda. Now Glinda, the original Glinda figure, was in the Brazilian line. It was an exclusive there. It was a repaint of Scarlet. So it wasn't one of the G.I. Joes that we had growing up in the 80s, but that's why they did this figure for this pack. It was one of the stretch goals. I think it's pretty cool. You could also use a Scarlet head and swap out on here for this look, because there is a Scarlet figure in that outfit. But she has this, I don't want to mess up how to pronounce that exactly, but she has that different logo because of the fact this was a Brazilian exclusive. Then we also have the Night Force Crazy Legs over here. So we will get these out, we will open them all up, and we will look at everything that comes inside these packages. Here's our Wild Bill figure. We have the figure itself, we have a knife, 2 guns, an extra hat here, and then we have the hair here if you want to take the hat off and just have him with his hair, and then his glasses. Alright, here he is, and we have holsters for both of his guns here. Here's his spot for his knife here on his vest. I put his sunglasses on. Let's take a look at him without the hat. So this is the hat piece that was already on the figure. It had the hair attached to the hat. If you wanted to swap it out so he's not wearing the hat at all, that's why it comes with this extra hair piece. So here he is without the hat, and there's this extra hat, which I'm assuming is just there, so if you wanted to pose him holding his hat where he's taking it off, but there he is, just his hair. You can put his sunglasses back on if you'd like, but that is everything that comes with the Wild Bill figure. And one thing I failed to show is the back of the box here for Wild Bill. So I really like the artwork here for the figure. Here's the back of the box for Ripcord before we get into the look of that figure. And here he is. So he comes with a lot of accessories here. We've got some different guns, I guess the flight mask, helmet up here, vest down here. So we're going to get all of his stuff out and we'll take a look with everything on. Ripcord here comes with a lot of stuff. Like I said, we've got his helmet here, his mask, we've got his goggles, his pistol, there's a submachine gun, and the magazines can come out of this. I believe the magazine can come out of this sniper as well, but so you might want to be careful about those little pieces. Yeah, these little pieces. It's cool that they can come out, but that could easily be lost. Then lastly, he's got this backpack or maybe a parachute. So we will try to put all this on him and we'll see what he looks like. I finally managed to get this backpack on. It's kind of a pain. I thought at first maybe you took the other harness off, but that stays on. You don't take that off unless you want to take it off permanently. But I got this on. This unhooks here in the front, so that does help a lot to get that on. It wasn't too bad, but it's not something I would probably really use regularly with this figure. The mask does plug in here to the side. I don't know if mine's really plugged in well there, but it is supposed to plug in there. I don't know that you can put the helmet on over these goggles. I tried and was having issues, so I'm going to take those off and then we'll put the helmet on. That is the best I can do. There is a spot here for the mask to plug into the helmet, but I was not able to really get it in there. Let's see if we can get a good shot of it. You can kind of see where it's supposed to tab in there, but I couldn't get it to do that. But that's all right. And you can pull the glasses up or down on the helmet. Our third figure here is Glinda. And we'll take a look at the back of the box on the artwork. Alright, looks like we got a lot of different accessories for her as well. Not sure why there's a whole other harness system here, since she has one on, if that's necessary. She has some different hair pieces, mask, gun, other stuff. She even has some extra hands. That's the first figure of these that has extra hands. I like that. I wish all of these figures came with extra hands. Alright, well, we will go ahead and get all these pieces out and take a look. With Glinda, we get a few different looks here. So this is the hair that came on her to start with. Here's the alternate hairstyle. I think I might like this one better than the one that came on the figure to start. Here's the hair she comes with the headset attached. And you can put this helmet on over her hair and her head. Now, I will say there is an issue that can happen with this when you take the helmet off, where it also takes the hair off, and then you have to pull the hair out of the helmet. I had an issue with that when I was first messing with this last night. Now, you could just put the helmet on without the hair, but if you do that, you can see how loose it is and moves around. It doesn't really stay in place if you leave the hair off when you put the helmet on. So I just put this backpack on her. I'm not sure which direction this is supposed to go. Possibly this way, possibly the other way. Either way, I don't know where this hose is supposed to connect to. I was looking at all the accessories she comes with here. I mean, she has the gun, but I don't see anywhere on the gun that connects. Doesn't really make sense. It doesn't connect to the harness, I don't think, either. This harness as well, I realize now it has this ring on it so that you can connect it to the Dragonfly. That rope that goes up and down, that's what this harness is for. And also did not see a place on the helmet for that hose to connect. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the purpose is of that. I'm sure it has a purpose, and I am just overlooking something. So if I figure it out, I will let you know at a later time. But I probably am not going to figure out in time for this video. But yeah, I'm not really sure what that's for. It might be part of the Dragonfly it connects into, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, moving on, I believe that's everything for her. We'll try to put this harness on her and see her connected to the Dragonfly with that. The harness was actually pretty easy to get on. All the straps come off of it, come out, and they just slide back in. So it was really easy to get that off and put her into that harness. And I'm going to try to get a video here of, you can use that to turn, move her up and down while she's connected to the harness and to the Dragonfly hanging from it. So there you go. That's the purpose of the harness. We will leave her there and we will move on to Crazy Legs. Here is Night Force Crazy Legs. And he comes with a knife. And his gun here also, the magazine comes out here that I'm holding on to. So again, like with those other guns, you got to be careful sometimes with these classified figures. They do have small parts like this. It would be easy to lose if it got loose, so just be aware. He has 2 sets of goggles. I'm assuming one actually goes on his head, and I'm not sure what the secondary ones are for yet. Here is the backpack and his pistol, and it's a helmet and a cap. So here he is with his cap. Now, unlike some of the figures, you don't have a secondary set of a hair or a hairpiece attached to the hat, because he does have short hair, so we can go right on over the top of it. I have holstered his knife and his pistol. I really do love how these figures do have the holsters for the weapons. You can slide them in. The helmet, it was actually hard to get this on. It is got a chin strap on it, so it was a little tight. Thankfully, it's very malleable plastic. It was easy to move around to get over him eventually, but I thought it was going to be a little harder at first because I was having some difficulty getting it correct. Now let's try the goggles. So I think the ones with the bigger strap are meant to be if you want to have them hanging around his neck. And here are the ones with the smaller strap. Did attempt to put the helmet on over the goggles, but I was not having much luck. It might be possible, but again, because of how tight it is to try to get that strap over, that chin strap, I don't know. Did want to show off the gun in his hand. I haven't done that with the other figures. I've never had any issues with any of my classified figures holding their weapons, though, so I didn't really feel like it was necessary, but did want to go ahead and show that. I did notice with this weapon as well that the stock here can fold in, so that's just another feature of this gun. So the seat belts in the cockpit, this is what they just look like when they are put together. But when you want to put the figures in, this part comes off the back. You lift it up, slide the figure in underneath this part, and then you reconnect the belt. So we're going to put a couple of figures in here. So there we have 2 figures in the cockpit. We have Crazy Legs here in the back. We have Wild Bill here in the front. Now, there probably is a way to maneuver them around, to have them holding on to the flight sticks here, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. You can get them in here, though, just fine. It takes a little bit of maneuvering around to get the legs in, but they do go in all the way, and the figures fit in perfectly. And here's just a shot how if you open up the sides here of the cockpit, you can look inside as well to see those figures. So last, I just wanted to show off both the Hiss Tank and the Dragonfly side by side here, so you could see them both, and they're both great vehicles. They were both Haslab, so that means they were crowdfunded through Hasbro's site, so they're not available to purchase anymore. You had to purchase them ahead of time and hope that it got funded all the way. They both got funded. They both reached all their stretch goals. In fact, there's another vehicle that is out right now that they already did the Haslab for. It already reached all of its stretch goals, but I did not get that one. It's a Cobra plane. I can't remember which one it is, but I skipped that one. But there are other vehicles that if they did make, I would probably be in on. So we'll see what they do in the future. I'm really excited to have vehicles like this for the classified line. They have released some other vehicles, motorcycles, and some Jeeps, and things that are in the line as well. But they weren't Haslab, so you can still purchase those. And hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll be doing a review of the Hiss Tank so you can see all the features and everything that comes with it as well. I just never got around to doing it when it first came in at the beginning of this year. So I'll try to do that one soon. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you've not already, and I will catch you in the next one.